Good morning. If this is the first time you've come across my channel, my name's Paul. Welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, it's great to see you again. And this is going to be the 6th video, part 2 of the walk from Dogmarsh Bridge up to Chagford. And this is Chagford swimming pool, and this is the river. And you can park in here for a donation. The swimming pool is just over there. So if you look on the map. Now, as a member of the club, I've been here for about 3 years now, and I've walked the river Teign probably for the last 20. I've never fished this part by the car park, so it'd be an adventure for you if it's your first time. But obviously, if other members see my video, I'll pass this on Instagram as well. They'll probably be able to say where to go and where not to go. Looks pretty deep in here at the moment though. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up to Rushford Bridge, which is the first bridge. So from the car park you just walk left, you'll see it on the map, which I'll tag again, and just walk up here towards Rushford Bridge. This is my dog Luna, for those who have never seen her before. My 4.5-year-old lab. So we're currently February the 25th. It's a nice day, no rain, water levels are dropping. Excuse that, you don't want to see her weeing. And the river itself is just over here. So park at the car park, 200 or 300 metre walk down to the bridge, and then the world is your oyster. But we're going to walk upstream to Chagford Bridge itself. So, and this is Rushford Bridge. And it's all footpath left and right for you to be up, well, certainly right. I'll just walk up on the bridge to give you an idea. We're going to go walking right here so the dog knows exactly where to go. And as you can see, public footpath to Chagford Bridge. And this is Rushford Bridge. And as you can see, now when it drops down, I know it comes in on the video, there's a real big gravel bed there. Normally, yeah, there you go. So, it's ultra clear. It's like this all year. If only there was grayling, you could fish here all year. So this is Rushford Bridge. And we're going to walk through this path. Now, the footpath itself will take you away from the river. As I've said, I'm going to be openly honest on this video. I've not fished up this part. I know there are loads of people that live in Chagford, which is the village that's just up there, have. And hoping that they'll see my Instagram post, or the club may, and they may post some stuff. But the river goes that way. We're just going to go through this way and then meander up through the side. So there'll be a bit of a video, and you'll see when we get the other side of the meadow. The river then itself, there's probably in excess of 3/4 of a mile that is fishable from the path, and you can park at Chagford Bridge and walk downstream, if that makes sense. Anyway, Rushford Bridge is just back there. We're walking this way up. There's a little carrier here, a little brook. It's not part of the fishing. And the river's through there. As I've said just previously, I've never fished up this far, but you can walk from Rushford Bridge. I mean, depends how long you want to fish for. You could spend 2 hours just on this 300 metre. There's a woodpecker behind us. I don't know if that's going to come out. Ah, there you are. As per usual, wanting a stick. I'll walk forward. My wife is here. I'll find a stick. Yeah, so, sorry, I'm waffling on. The river's just over there, and we're walking up to the right. So there's a bit on this pathway that you can't get to the river until you're up here. But you can walk through the field and fish from over there. But as always, look at the club's website. for information on where and where you can't fish, etc. Bearing in mind we have to look after our landowners and abide by the rules of the countryside effectively. I'm not saying that as because I've been told to. And by the way, I'm not on the club committee, I'm just a member that wants to highlight the beauty of the River Teign and give some others some information who might be travelling from afar to get some idea of what. So we just walked across this field. The river itself is just over there if I zoom in. Again, there's a little brook that runs alongside it and they meet just up here. So you can clamber down there if you want to and try and get across and fish, but why would you? You know, you can fish so many more places that are accessible. And to be honest with you, the trout have seen so much. So the river bends left and then goes over that backfield, which I can't really show you, it's bad videoing, but I'm going to try and get through here. The river is not here, it's over the other side of that field. So it's right over there. And we're just walking down and they meet probably about 100 metres down there, maybe just over. But I'd say this part then would be better to park at Chagford Bridge and walk back to fish back up to the bridge. And you can park at Chagford Bridge as well. This is not the river here. So just walked through a little stile here. Still this little brook's running on the left here. But the main river, very pretty part of the world through this little copse, I suppose you could call it. And then the rivers just meet up here again. Now, as I've said in I think the first video, the Upper Teign Fishing Association, I think has circa 6 miles of the River Teign from Chagford flowing downstream to Dunsford where the steps are. You're never going to fish it all, ever. So pick the easy parts. Now you can clamber down here if you want to. The weir that's here will come up on the map. And this is where the main river trundles down. Goes all the way along here, all the way around the back towards Rushford Bridge. There's people over the other side, so I'm assuming you can walk that side as well. And there's the rough water with the smooth water. Now it's pretty deep here because people tie a rope swing and they swim off those points. There you go, a lovely looking pool. Chagford Bridge itself is about another half a mile up that way. Now the river comes very close to the path, and there's loads of places that you can get in and out down here. But as I've said so many times, and I'm not a health and safety advert, just be careful with the depth of the water, because 1 second it's shallow, one foot forward, backwards, it is very deep. So I never enter the water without studs on my boots, or more importantly a wading stick. So there you go. Beautiful morning. Not long till the season starts now for trout, obviously. It's different in parts of the country though. I think we're March the 15th. Beautiful. So Dartmoor itself, just to get Chagford, the village, is just, well, it's just through there really. It's a little bit of a hill the other end. And then Dartmoor is just over here. And then on the map, if those who want still water fisheries, I might do a video of Fernworthy Reservoir, which is season only for brown trout, which is a bit of a shame really, because they do stock that. but that's the closest to here. Then you've got Kenwick Reservoir and all the other ones. Wimble down the road for that part of the world. Oop, mud. Again, little exit points, entry points over there. There's all the local footpaths all around here, so you guys can look at the maps for where they are. Excuse me. Dog will come running. Yes, we're coming. There you are. And but it is stunning. I think you can see. My dog knows where to go. She's walked this so many times. But as I've said, never fished up here. I don't quite know. The reason why is because I live closer to Fingal Bridge, and it's kind of ease of getting to the water. I'm there within 7 minutes of driving, and fishing 3 minutes later. So from door to water, 10 minutes, and I'm fishing. So no need to really drive too far to come and enjoy the beauty of the River Teign. And that's exactly what it is, I think, in my opinion. So, as I said, Chagford Bridge, half a mile from here, maybe. There's the river there. It's very calm here. It loses its rocks and it's falling. Hello, dog. It does very quiet here. And there's the moor just up in the distance. Up there. A few bit of debris. Dog's waiting for a stick. And there's the stick. So yes, you do have to put up with dog walkers and dogs, but as I think I've said so many times, you certainly, the fish, the trout, salmon, sea trout, whatever is your quarry, have seen everything. Now, we're coming up to a set of buildings here where the river does split and goes around the houses. I think it was an old mill. It must have been an old mill at some point. But poor of me really not to know my history. I might try and find out what it was and tag that somewhere in the video. But it's beautiful. See, Chagford is up there and all the way round the back now. Let's get down to the river so you can have a view. I mean, this is as low as you'd want it for fishing, for sure. The gauge at Clifford Bridge, I'll tag in the description below, is a long way down. There's not a gauge up this way. So, but the gauge at Clifford Bridge will give you a certain indication of what it is here. So what I'll do is I'll look at the gauge today when I get back, mark what it is today on the gauge at Clifford Bridge, which is 2 miles downstream, comparative to what it is at Chagford Bridge, and that will give you some idea as to levels. But it is beautiful, and the sun is beginning to come out. There you go, as a gravel bed, rocky bed, very clear, stunning. So this is clearly all man-made. And there's those houses, which are lovely houses, but as we say, called goldfish. You know, everybody walks past here and looks in. Now the river splits either side of these houses, and the snowdrops and daffodils. Spring is a springing. Yeah, beautiful. But the river is over the back there as well. And obviously the further you go up into the moor, the river, as is natural, starts to narrow to its source, which is up on the moor. 2 rivers, north and south, Teign, Lee Bridge, Leigh, I think, is where they merge, and that become the River Teign that flows all the way down to Teignmouth, which is where she enters the English Channel. Beautiful part of the world here. So all this long here you can get into. So much fishing, so much walking, you know, if you're just coming down here to do some walking. So please share these videos for people that just want to come to this part of the world and have a wander. It is a very pretty part of the world. So we're going to go through a series of little gates. Dog will go left because she wants to get to the river, which is ideal for us. Hello wifey, wifey's on the camera. River is just over there, and let's wander over this. Some beautiful, yeah. So you've heard me say a couple of times, Chagford Bridge is just about down there. You can park. There's a couple of little parking areas, and then you can walk back down here and fish back up. So honestly, if you're just down here for a week or two, and you're going to fish and get the tickets and fish pass, if you're going to fish 6 or 7 times, I'd become a member. Just buy a member's ticket. You got it for the year. Probably work out cheaper than when you're going to fish. So here we are. If you're going to fish daily, look at that. Can you imagine running a small nymph down there, or just chucking a dry fly up above the rocks? So not whetting your appetite to come and fish the upper Teign. Let's just walk along here. I think this is definitely going to be on my list to have a go early season. Dog's running up there, she knows. So this is the river. This is obviously the Teign here, and then so I don't know whether you would say that the beginning of the beat is where it starts to run downstream, and the end of the beat would be Dunsford. Yeah, I think we'll call it that way. So these are all dog splash areas. But you can imagine, I mean, just fishing this bit up here would take you 2 or 3 hours. What more time do you need? Come on, Luna. It's a very pretty part of the world. Not that I'm a tourist board person, but Chagford's got some nice places to eat and drink, and shops, or a few boutique shops. Not cheap, mind. There she is. So I think we've certainly given you an idea of what the river has to offer as we approach the end of this video. That house there is literally where the bridge is. So again, plenty of points to get down and get out, and they'll leave these trees in the water now. It's kind of the way to slow the flow. It helps the fish hide, I guess. Contentious issue. And then yeah, let's just walk through here. So the river's a little bit lower for here, but this is the gate, the last gate before you go to Chagford Bridge. Yes, you can clamber down here, but again, what's the point in struggling when you can fish so many more places and not have to let's sort the dog out. Come on in, through you go. Go on. Ladies first. And then, oh, sorry. And this is Chagford Bridge, where we're coming up to. So, whichever way you look at it, the beginning of the beat or the end of the beat, Where that white van is going is just the parking bay over there, and I think there's one just the other side of the bridge. But just use your common sense and what you, I don't know whether the microphone's going to pick it up, but there's all the hounds, as in fox and hunting hounds, etc. Probably not allowed to say that anymore. However, all reside over there, so you can hear them barking. Anyway, I'm going to walk up here and just show you Chagford Bridge. And there is one of the arches. And we get a bit closer down here and we'll get some pictures of the bridge for the thumbnail. And there you are, Chagford Bridge. Beautiful part of the world. Anyway, that's where I'm going to sign off on this video. This is the number 6 on the river. Excuse my cough, bit of a cold. So, if you've liked these videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It costs nothing to do that. And if you've got lots of friends that want to fish this part of the world, just share the playlist. I'll copy that on the last slide, so you can just click the playlist and it'll all come up. But as is per normal, thanks for viewing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.